Alright, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and I had a couple of you guys hit me up on Discord asking for me to do a showcase featuring my man right here, Bullseye, rocking his brand new Hawkeye Dark Avengers uniform. So this is what we're gonna be doing for today, man. I know y'all been missing the daily uploads, and I'm gonna try to upload here and there future fight, but y'all know what's going on with the game. Y'all know where it's at, man. So let's talk about something, I guess, a little bit more positive. A couple of you guys been hitting me up asking if this uniform is worth buying, especially compared to the uniform for Norman Osborn or Green Goblin. In my opinion, if you're just gonna pick up a uniform and you just wanted to make a character go from zero to super villain, because he's still staying as a super villain, this uniform is absolutely fantastic. Okay, this right here is gonna be the only way you can actually play with Bullseye. It's a shame that Hawkeye doesn't have the classic uniform, right? He has this Ronin uniform, but it is what it is, right? Hawkeye, OG Hawkeye, he'll get his justice. I did think they could have gone a little bit further for Bullseye, but after playing with him on the live server and seeing a little bit of what he can currently do, this uniform is a major win. So if you were thinking about picking it up, honestly, if you like the character and you see yourself playing with him a lot, it's not a bad investment. He actually is very good. There are a couple things though that I don't particularly like about it, but let's talk about some of the positives. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the uniform bonus. So as you can see, it changed a couple different things. It changes Vital Shot, and it also changes Madness Slayer, and it also gives him a base 25% all attack. That's in addition to 25% all attack that you get from getting this uniform to Mythic, because it is a premium uniform. Well, I guess it is new the standard uniform because they don't release 750 uniforms anymore, right? Let's not even go there. Anyways, as you can see, I have this uniform at Mythic. I'll show you guys the options here briefly. I chose to go with Dodge for him just because if you want to play with this guy and you just want to have fun, I do think a CTP of Rage would make him like brain dead easy, super smooth to play, and it also makes him a little bit safer because there are a couple different things that will leave you very much so exposed when you're using this character, and he does not have any way to heal himself, right? So giving him really high dodge is actually not a bad idea. So for me, I invested in a lot of dodge for him. I have 59% natively. I did think yeah, I gave him some right here. I think I might change this because if I do end up giving this guy a CTP of Rage, by the way, I'm not saying you should do that, okay? I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying if I do end up giving him a CTP of Rage, I might end up being over the cap for dodge. This is the CTP. Anyways, CTP is on the mind. This is the obelisk that I'm running him with right now. So it's not a CTP, so don't worry. The showcase is going to be done with a regular obelisk, a 140 proc. Okay, this is what I had on him previously, just when I was using him in Shadowland to clear like 4-3 or something, right? But anyways, so Madness Slayer, 50% ignore dodge, increase skill damage and bonus damage. That gets changed from what he had before, which it was decent, but it was outdated. As you can see, 70% chance to penetrate for 10 seconds, all speed, skill damage, bonus damage. This Madness Slayer, way better. So moving on, we have immunity. Let me actually go ahead and max out this skill, because as you can see, once you max it out, unlike most one skills that are completely useless, this one, once you max it out, it gives you 100% chance to be immune for 4 seconds on an 8-second cooldown. So once you max out his skill cooldown or his reduced cooldown duration, you can essentially keep this thing up all the time, or every 4 seconds if you use it, you will get 4 seconds of immunity. So as long as the enemy cannot penetrate damage immunity, in theory, you should be safe all the time. However, the problem with this skill is the range. Bullseye actually has to be pretty close to the target for him to use this skill, and sometimes you'll get caught running towards the enemy and you'll take damage while trying to get this thing off. Another thing is, if you're trying to like use the perfect shot and the enemy jumps back, they can actually interrupt you and completely cancel out the damage immunity, because the immunity is not instant. It's not as soon as you press the skill. He actually has to wind up, pull the bow back, right? And then that's when the immunity kicks in. So kind of a bummer. Those are the two things that I don't really like about this skill. Moving on, the second skill right here, you should probably max it out, even though the paralysis doesn't work on world bosses. And the reason for that is it's an iframe. So let's say, for example, you're running towards the boss and they completely cancel out your one skill, you don't get your immunity. You can then default to your two skill, and it basically just maneuvers you around the enemy and you're completely safe in an iframe. It's not a super long iframe, but it gives you some much needed protection when this skill gets cancelled out. This skill right here, the third skill, gives him, as you can see, a 35-35 attack, defense, and crit rate buff. Very, very good. It's 10 seconds, 18-second cooldown. So essentially, every 9 seconds, you can put up a buff that lasts for 10 seconds. So in theory, as long as you don't get debuffed, you'll have this thing up all the time, which means you don't need to give him more than like 45% crit rate. So that is very, very good. One bad thing about this skill is it has a wind up where he basically stops, fires some arrows into the air, and in those moments you can actually take damage. The good thing is, once you see him fire those arrows up, you basically just cancel out of the skill and you can jump into something else. The fourth skill also has a wind up, so very, very risky character if you don't know what you're doing, because this skill right here has you standing in place for about a second while he's charging up this fire arrow and firing it off. In my opinion, the best and most safest way to use this skill, if you don't have him fully awakened or awakened at all, like in my case right now, I don't have him awakened, right? Because most of you guys, you're not going to have him awakened already. You want to see what he can do with the uniform before you make that plunge, right? But from what I saw in the APK, his awakening skill looked really, really good, and it made him much better than when I was playing him without the awakened skill. Anyways, moving back to the fourth skill really quickly. The only time you should be using this is when you have the immunity from the one skill active. You should always be going 1, cancel into 4. For me, the rotation I like to use is 3, cancel into the 5, because the 5 has really good damage and it also has defense down. So I want to get the attack buff. Then I want to get the highest damaging skill that happens to have defense down on it. It's a very safe skill because you're in the air and it is an iframe. Once I fall down, I like to use the 1 skill, immediately cancel into the 4. And if for whatever reason, right, let's say I try to use the 1 skill and I get interrupted, then I'll use the 2 skill just to give myself some additional safety, and I'll basically just play a cat and mouse game of running away and then just go 3 right back into 5. If the immunity is not up, 9 out of 10 times, unless I don't see that my immunity got interrupted, I won't use the 4th skill, because the 4th skill is basically a death sentence if you do not have your immunity up. Okay, he doesn't have the highest defenses, he doesn't have the highest HP, so you want to be careful. All right, let me just give you guys a quick demo of what you're gonna see me doing world boss, and I want to do it here just because when you jump into world boss, there's so much clutter, there's so much like going on, there's so many effects that you may not be able to see what I'm doing. So we go 3, he fires the arrows up, we jump into the 5, we come down, then we use the 1, and then we use the 4. We have the immunity up from the 1, that's why we're able to safely use 4. If the 1 for whatever reason gets interrupted, then I'll use the 2 skill to just buy myself some time before I can jump back into my 5. Okay, hopefully though your 1 skill doesn't get interrupted. One thing you could do to prevent yourself from getting interrupted on your 1 skill is something like this. You can go 3, the arrows fire up, you jump up, you do your thing. Once you come down, you do that. Did you see what I just did? I said that we do that. Let me explain what I just did. Okay, so we go 3, we go 5, we come down, I use the 2 to get close, then I use the 1 and then the 4. That's a really good way of making sure that you're close enough to your target so you don't get interrupted, especially if you're going up against somebody like Proxima Midnight. She's notoriously known for like doing the jump back, which interrupts your skill. Right, so if you want to, just to be safe, to make sure your 1 skill doesn't get interrupted, because there is a moment before you actually get the immunity, which that can cancel out everything. You could try using the 2 skill to just get close to the target, and then using the 1 and then the 4. But you never ever want to use the 4, because look at the wind up. He's not safe in these moments. There's no immunity, there's nothing, right? So that's kind of the negatives about Bullseye's no heal, and on a couple of his skills like that skill, this skill, right, there's a wind up. So that's the problem. But besides that, he's fantastic. If you can look past those minor details with no heal and those wind-ups, he's fantastic. Because once you get the awakened skill unlocked, you get 65% defense down, which is nice. You get invincibility, which is amazing. So once you get the awakened skill unlocked, you can start using him with voodoo. Until you get the awakened skill unlocked, I don't think it's worth using him with voodoo. You're better off using him with Taskmaster, because he is a weapon master, and also using him with Norman Osborn because he's a Dark Avenger. So you get to take advantage of Norman's lead. I know I'm going into detail explaining these things, but it is what it is. Use Norman's lead, which is 60% all attack, and then you use Norman's passive here. The bummer about this passive is it doesn't give you any damage reduction. It doesn't give you damage reduction like Shuri or Valkyrie would, so you have to be careful. And for me, let me just jump over here. It's probably easier to do this, especially Shuri. Shuri gives you the most damage reduction. Oop, that's Nick Fury. Close. Anyways, these passives are actually really good. That 35% extra damage reduction from supervillain, it is more impactful than some of you guys may think. So let's jump into World Boss here really quickly. I'll show you guys a couple different runs if we have time. We're gonna do like a stage 65. Let me drop Shuri from here. Right, that's the safer comp. We're gonna go with the most dangerous comp. We're gonna go with this because this way we have the extra. Let me show you guys, in case you guys don't have the Taskmaster uniform. By the way, if you don't have it, you should buy it, because he's a weapon master. He get to take advantage of this. So Bullseye natively has 50% ignore dodge, so having him on a team with Taskmaster gives him another 20%, so he's already immediately up to 70% even without using Bullseye's leadership. So that's pretty good. Then we have guaranteed crit rate. He's not going to get these skill damage and bonus damage because Bullseye already has, let me just do this, Bullseye already has skill damage and bonus damage, right? But you get the crit, which is nice, and you get some more ignore dodge, so that way you don't have to use Bullseye's leadership and you're pretty much maxed out on ignore dodge, especially since I have an obelisk right here. So natively he has what, 86%, so 20% more. Oh, he's over because of his leadership. But anyways, with with Taskmaster on his team, you need no ignore dodge strikers, so this is the team up I'm going to go with here. So we're going with Scarlet Witch just to get mind control, and this guy right here just to get some heal, and we're just going to go with the rest of the damage increasing strikers, and let's have some fun. Should be interesting. Let's see if we can clap through this thing in a couple minutes. Let's go. So we go 3. So we almost got stabbed. Now using Scarlet means anytime there's a wind up on a skill, we don't have to worry too much. I didn't get the one skill there because of the range issue. You know what, let's just do this. Okay, there we go. Scarlet popped out, which is nice. I think we can go higher. Because he's now classed as a speed type, he doesn't take any penalties from this thing. Where is it? Fat fingers, there we go. I had to stop fighting just to show you. I think he can go up to 70. Yeah, let's just cut through this. I've spent a lot of time talking, so I don't want to make the video super long, but you can see, yeah, even with me just like mucking around here, I do think he can go higher. So let's just bump it up to like everybody's favorite number, 69. All right, let's just do 69. All right, let's just try not to get stabbed. Thank you, Scarlet, for the mind control. We could use it too, but we don't want to risk the proc coming early. Very easy, smooth rotation with them. I was hoping that Scarlet would come out and stop him from doing this. Ooh, there she is. There she blows. There she blows. I don't know what voice that was. I don't know what I was trying to do. All right, let's go. Pop, pop. Boom. I did not get the immunity there because I was too far back. So in that case, I should have used the 2 just to get close like this, and then do that, and then do that thing. I do like the fact that because the move is super risky, Bullseye just slides himself back with the 4, which is really good. So wow, Same amount of time on 69 here. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. I do think this guy's gonna go up to like maybe 99 once he's awakened. That's really good. And since he's a speed supervillain, I think he's gonna be good for ABX. So oof. Oh nice. That dodge. So we just move in, we do that. I do think you should squeeze in the 2 before the 1. I do think it's a safer bet. You just jump up, you proc on your 5, you come down. Yeah, I think it's it's a safer bet to just use the 2. The more I play with it, the more value I see. And it's an iframe, right? Yeah, I do think it's a safer bet to just go 3, you jump up, you come down. Oh, my proc was late there. Alright, so ooh, hold up, what? Hello? He's mind control, but he still did that attack? That's annoying. Yeah, I do think we can go higher. Way higher. I underestimated him. And I underestimated just how far you could go with a 140 proc. Wow. Okay. To be fair though, the strikers help a lot. But I feel like testing him without strikers, no one's really at that point anymore where they don't have strikers built. So it is what it is. If you want me to test without strikers, I can. But I do think the striker setup for him is very beneficial. He gets the heal and he gets extra survivability from people like Scarlet Witch and stuff that can mind control. That makes it so that the gaps where he's standing in place, like charging up or winding up to attack, he's not taking a bunch of damage. So that's pretty good. Yeah, this is a wash. I do think we could have gone higher. Wow, who'd have thought? Bullseye, guys. Bullseye. Wow, that's pretty good, man. Let me see something here. I want to test him against Proxima, but I also want to see how he does against Pietro. I haven't played Pietro. Actually, I think I could go up. I should play this boss more, but these mutant materials, I hate the Eye of the Abyss. That's so annoying. We're still gonna do it. In this case, we can still use the same team we just used, right? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we're just gonna melt. I think I'll use just one striker. I think I'll just use Scarlet. All right, let's do this. It's still pretty trippy to see Bullseye as a speed type, but it is what it is. And then let's grab Taskmaster. It's so nice that Taskmaster and Green Goblin will work against heroes and villains, like as a support. So that's pretty nice utility. Let's just let's change it to this one, and I guess we'll just give them Venom, because the heals, you're gonna need the heals just because this guy is gonna interrupt your skills quite a bit, especially since he has a wind up on 2 different skills that you use pretty much every rotation. Where is Scarlet, my love, my queen, my life? Don't tell my wife, guys. Or tell her, I don't care. Scarlet for life. Team Scarlet. I feel like this is not gonna work out very well for me. Pietro hits really hard. Okay, could not even finish my sentence. Okay, Pietro. Okay, my guy. Bro, I was just telling them that I should not cross you. You are the guy, right? You are the guy, my guy. Shit, this guy, bro, I couldn't even finish my sentence. Like, sentences? What is that? What is that? All I know is sandwiches, right, Pietro? Right, hot dogs, bro. Oh my god, my rotation is an absolute mess, bro. Whew, I thought I died there. Bro, man, chill. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. All right, guys. All right, I stepped in it, man. I stepped in it. Let's play with Proxima for a little bit here. We don't really get much more. We kind of need the the extra defense, to be honest. Not gonna lie, boys. The HO has me feeling some type of way. And why was my proc so late? Hello? Statistically speaking, it should not have been that late. Numbers? Math? Things happening on my screen? Hello? I press button, you do skill, damage proc activates, I do damage, and then you die. That's it. Okay? So I'm gonna press the 3, and then my arrows are gonna fall on top of you, then I'm gonna jump on top of you, and we're gonna do things, and you are not going to stop me, because Scarlet Witch is going to mind control you. Yes? Okay. And I know I'm rambling like a madman, I'm sorry. Maybe, possibly. Oof. And I got stabbed, and those are my arrows, not Proximus. Thankfully, I did not die. Whoop. I almost died. Because I am a loser who talks way too much. Maybe, sometimes. Possibly. Oh gosh. You are Iron Man. You are Iron Man. You are Iron Man. Yes. Okay. Those tracking arrows, really cool. My one skill got cancelled. I did not get the immunity. I feel robbed. And somehow I am alive. Temporarily. These are moments of life I will cherish. I will now run away and scramble for my life. And I am now dead. Somehow I did not die. I am stressed. That is the word I'm looking for. Pressed. I used the 2 skill, then I used the co-op, I used the 2 skill again. I now use the 5. It's an instant iframe. You do not stab me, I shoot you in the eye, and you killed me, and I go bye-bye. Okay, alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for my Bullseye first look showcase, if you will. You guys let me know what you think of this guy. I think this is a very good upgrade for him. His damage has been greatly improved. His survivability is much better than it was, but he is by no means a perfect character. He lacks a heal, and he has a couple skills with wind-ups that leave him very exposed, and he can be killed rather quickly. However, keep in mind that he does have an awakened skill that offers more damage and more survivability as well. And once you get those things, he may feel much more complete than I showed you today. But that is it for this video. Will I awaken him? Most likely, because I do like the kit and I really like the outfit. But should you awaken him? It really comes down to who you have and if you have the resources and the love for this character. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.